Hello, this is Dr. Shubha from Vasavi College of Education, Pondicherry. This is about creating an inclusive school. We are dealing with Unit 2, Part 1. So, Unit 2, under this Part 2, this speaks about policy and program for inclusive education. Under this, Kothari Commission, 1964, National Education Policy, 1968 and 1986, Special Educational Needs and Disability Act 2001, Disability Discrimination Act 1995, Persons with Disability Act 1995, and RTE Act 2009. Kothari Commission 1964. The Kothari Commission was the first education commission which brought up the issue of children with special needs in the plan of action, and it gave strong recommendation for including children with special needs into ordinary schools, that is normal schools. This commission officially first addressed the issues of successful participation to all the children, all the handicapped children. Education of the handicapped children has to be organized not merely on humanitarian grounds of utility. Proper education should enable a handicapped child to overcome largely his or her handicap and make him a useful citizen. That is, including them in normal school should definitely help them to overcome their handicap and to make them a useful citizen. This commission recommended that Ministry of Education should allocate the necessary funds and NCERT should establish a cell for the study of handicapped children. The principle, that is the important function, the key function of this cell would be to keep in touch with the research that is being done in the country and abroad and to prepare materials for teachers handling disabled children, because they require a specific and special skills and strategy to handle disabled children. So, Kothari Commission 1964 to 66. The appointment of the Education Commission 1964 to 66, popularly known as Kothari Commission, and this was a significant event in the history of education in free India. Dr. D.S. Kothari was requested to give advice to the government on the action to be taken for the development of education at all the levels, and he submitted a report in 1966. So this was the jargon in Kothari Commission. The destiny of the nation is being shaped in the classrooms. 3 languages should be taught to students, and teaching of 4 languages should not be compulsory at any stage. Lower primary stage, only mother tongue should be taught. Higher primary classes, union language along with mother tongue. Union languages, the language which has been spoken throughout India. Junior high school stage, mother tongue and the union language, that is national language, and one other modern Indian language. High secondary stage, 2 language compulsory. Higher stage, no compulsion of languages. Now this is a key thing in Kothari Commission. Now this is National Education Policy 1968. Now this policy followed the Commission's recommendations, that is Kothari Commission's recommendations, and suggested the expansion of educational facilities for physical and mental handicapped children and the development of integrated program enabling handicapped children to study in regular schools. The policy called for fulfilling compulsory education for all the children up to the age of 14 as stipulated by the Constitution of India, and the better training and qualification of teachers. So this included teacher training also. This policy called for focus, that is the main focus should be on learning of regional languages, that is 3 language formula to be implemented in secondary education. instruction of English language, the official language of the state where the school was located, and also Hindi language was considered compulsory. The policy also encouraged the teaching of the ancient Sanskrit language, which was the essential part of our culture and heritage. Now this NPE of 1968 called for spending for the education to increase to 6% of the national income. Now this was also the main National Policy on Education 1986. This and the Program of Action POA stresses the need for integrating children with special needs with other groups. It further states that the educational system should be suitably modified to integrate the physically and mentally handicapped children also with the general normal children, and we need to prepare them for normal growth and enable them to face the life with courage and confidence. The Policy on Education 1986 also stresses that pre-service teacher training to be given for all the teachers, and they should have compulsory special education component should be included in their teaching. Although this policy was developed in 1986, the implementation took place only in 1992. Now the other features of NPE 1986 are the essence and role of education, a national system of education, education for equality, reorganization of education for different stages, technical and management of education, and this was modified in 1992 by the P.V. Narasimha Rao government in 2005 also. Again, thank you. Now just have a look at the picture. 1968, Indira Gandhi government announces the first national policy on education based on the recommendations of Kothari Commission. Then 1986, Rajiv Gandhi government launches new education policy. So the focus on adult education and empowerment of minorities. Then 1992, modification of this policy, National Education Policy under P.V. Narasimha Rao government, adding a common entrance examination for professional and technical programs. Then 2005, new education policy introduced by Manmohan Singh government based on common minimum program. Then 2016, new education policy by Narendra Modi government. So addressing gender discrimination and the other mathematics, English, giving more importance to STEM, that is science, maths and English. Then 2017, new education plan with major changes scheduled to be launched by the Narendra Modi government. So this is the evaluation of National Policy of India, Education Policy of India. Special Educational Needs and Disability Act 2001. So this is called ZENDA, is an act of Parliament of the United Kingdom. It is intended as an adjunct to the Disability Discrimination Act, which was done in 1995, which legislated to prevent the unfair treatment of individuals. The act required schools, colleges, universities and adult education providers, statutory youth service and local education authorities to make reasonable provisions to ensure people with disabilities or special needs were provided with the same opportunities as those who were not disabled. So initially the disabled children have been discriminated, that is, they were not given any opportunities, but slowly with the Education Commission, then the government started to think about those handicapped children. Now the ZENDA universally, which came in United Kingdom, universally gave an insight and eyesight to give out reasonable provisions to ensure people with disabilities, and they need to be given special needs to get the same opportunities. Now this act stated that discrimination occurred when the educational establishment either fails to make reasonable adjustments to accommodate individuals with special needs or disability, or when they gave them less favorable treatment. The ZENDA establishes legal rights for the disabled children. That is, just because they are disabled or handicapped, you should not deprive them of any favor. That is, you should not give the other children a favorable treatment. Now, these children should also be considered as equal. This act introduces the right for the disabled students not to be discriminated against in education, training, and any services provided wholly or mainly for students, and for those enrolled on courses provided by responsible bodies. Now, what are the responsible bodies? Like colleges, schools, any institutions, any educational institutions or universities, including further and higher education institutions also. And sixth form, colleges. Disability Discrimination Act 1995. Now, this is an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom, but now it has been repealed. Repealed means with changes, and replaced by the Equality Act 2010, except in Northern Ireland. That is, only in Northern Ireland the DDA is still there. Formally, it made it unlawful. It discriminates against people in respect of their abilities in relation to employment, provision of goods and services, education and transport. Means, as you see, in those days, like in olden days, who are physically, mentally handicapped, they really suffered a lot. They were not given equal importance. They were not given any recognition at all. They cannot go in for education, and there won't be any services available for them, no transport for them, no employment. But now, thank God, with all this Discrimination Act and Equality Act, things are changing. Yes? The DDA is a civil rights law. That is, for the citizen, it is their right. In addition to imposing obligations on employers, the Act placed duties on service providers and reasonable adjustments to be made when providing access to goods, facilities, services and premises. The duties on service providers have been introduced in 3 stages. But in India, we don't see this. Of course, the wheelchair will be provided and the ramps will be provided for physically handicapped. But in the West, if you go to USA, you can see, even in the bus, if at all anybody who is physically handicapped is standing for the bus, then the bus will stop for them. The conductor will come out and will take them in, and then only the bus will start. All the other passengers, they have to be patiently waiting for them. So things have changed. The DDA enshrines the rights of force in society who have disabilities in areas such as disability employment opportunities, education and training, transport and access to buildings, etc. It also encourages the public sector to promote equality of opportunity and inclusion for disabled persons. The Act was produced after much consultation and feedback from disability rights groups and ensures they are treated equally by employers as well as service providers in the provision of goods and services. This is a good change. Now, this is PDA, Persons with Disability Act 1995. Persons with disabilities, that is Equal Opportunities, Protection of Rights and Full Participation Act. As its title implies, this will ensure equal opportunities for people with disabilities and their full participation in national development. They will also be given a charge and given a hand to participate, to give a role. A new legislation was enacted in 1994, which was known as the Persons with Disability Act, which states that disabled children should, as far as possible, be educated in integrated settings. Now, this is a landmark legislation in the disability movement in our country. Now, this presents a vision for the people with disabilities, people who have for centuries been victims of prejudice, for centuries have victims of neglect, treated as lesser beings and consigned to the bottom heap of humanity. The Persons with Disabilities Act identified 7 categories of disability, both physical and mental. Actually, in the USA, if at all you are white colored skin, then you are considered as God's, God's pet you are. And if you are a dark colored person, then you are Satan. Means, do you understand? That is, God is not liking you. God doesn't like you. That's why you are black. So this was the status earlier. Now things are changing for good. Now chapter 5 of this act pertains only to education, and it says that every child with a disability shall have the right to free education till the age of 18 in integrated or special schools set up, appropriate transportation, removal of architectural barrier. Architectural barrier means if you cannot climb up the staircases, then they have to have a ramp. Restructuring of examination system. That is, if the others are writing for 3 hours, then naturally these people may be given half an hour or 1 hour, like lesser duration. Shall be ensured for the benefit of children with disabilities. A lot of concern was given to them. Children with disabilities shall have the right to free books, scholarships, uniforms and other learning material. Special schools for children with disabilities shall be equipped with vocational training facilities, non-formal education. Teacher training institutions shall be established to develop requisite power. RTE Act 2009. After a continual demand of making the education as a fundamental right, the government made the 86th Amendment of the Constitution of India. The 86th Amendment introduced new article 21A, making the right to education, RTE, right to education of children from 6 to 14 years of age as a fundamental right. Now, Article 51A(k) was added to the Constitution as the fundamental duty of parents to provide opportunities for education to their children aged between 6 and 14. The Right to Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009, commonly known as RTE, was finally passed by the Parliament on 26th August 2009. Now, this Right to Education Act provides for the right of children to free and compulsory education, including children with special needs. And this was subsequently amended in 2012. Again contains provisions relating to children with disabilities. The inclusion of children with disabilities in the definition of child belonging to disadvantaged group. Children with disabilities, including children with cerebral palsy, mental retardation, autism, and multiple disabilities, shall have the right to pursue free and compulsory education. So this is a great sign. Even the special children and children with other disabilities will also have equal opportunities and integrated in the normal mainstream schools.